Amateurs is underway here in Augusta, Georgia. Play began at 8 a.m. Eastern Time with a two-time drive, chip and putt national champion Yana Wilson hitting the opening tee shot. 12 months ago, it was 16-year-old Anna Davis who became the youngest champion in the tournament's 3-year history after a 3-under par 69 at Augusta National. For the third straight year, Rose Zhang enters as the #1 ranked player in the World Amateur Golf Ranking and a favorite once again, with her best finish tied third coming in 21. 1 year on from finishing one stroke behind Anna Davis after a 68 at Augusta National, Sweden's Ingrid Lindblad returns for a third attempt at glory. She was tied second with her LSU teammate Latana Stone, who led by 2 with 2 to play but faltered down the stretch. Another senior to spotlight is Wake Forest's Rachel Keane. She finished 3 strokes back in 7th. Many will know Megan Garney from her performance at the 2021 U.S. Women's Open. She is also a 4-time drive, chip and putt participant. And the reigning U.S. Women's Amateur Champion is Saki Baba from Japan. The 17-year-old is making her tournament debut at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. A stacked field has gathered, and now they vie for a coveted spot in the final round on Saturday, where everyone in the top 30 and ties will compete at Augusta National with a chance to become the 4th Women's Amateur Champion. So let's take a look at how this week stands. All 72 players arrived on Monday. They were treated to a practice round here at Champions Retreat Golf Club on Tuesday. The course had received a lot of rain on Sunday and Monday, so they are playing preferred lies for these first 2 rounds. And the top 30 plus ties, as mentioned, will qualify for that final round at Augusta National on Saturday. No playoff will be held this year. All 72 competitors, though, will be able to enjoy a practice round at Augusta National Golf Club on Friday. So let's get you straight out to the golf course and bring you some early morning highlights. Cara Banks alongside Morgan Pressel, and this is the world #1, Rose Zhang at 14. A good start for her, having begun on the 10th.
All eyes on Rose this week. This is really the only trophy that she has yet to pick up in her amateur career. Off to a great start.
And a good smile early on a Wednesday morning. Let's go up to the 18th, her 9th, this her 3rd at the par 5.
This 18th hole is very gettable today. Beautiful pitch. Set up for an easy birdie.
Yeah, she'd get up and down nicely. She is playing well, but no one better right now than Andrea Lignell from Sweden. She is one of 3 lefties in the field, and this is her 2nd into the long 9th.
She has a lot of power, can hit it really high. Easily takes advantage of this 9th hole, par 5.
And she converts that. 2 putts for birdie, having found the green in 2. Let's go to Jensen Castle, of course, the U.S. Women's Amateur Champion from 2021. This her 2nd at the par 3 17th.
Playing as one of the easiest holes of the day. This for her 3rd birdie, off to a very hot start here at Champions Retreat.
No one better on 18 yet, though, than Amelia Williamson. What a moment this was, her 4th.
Got off to a tough start here on this front 9, but this will give her something to smile about.
Chip in birdie at Champions Retreat. That got her moving in the right direction. And Jenny Bay finds her name near the top of the leaderboard. This was a good moment for her at the par 3/8.
And goes to school just about an hour down the road at Georgia. Watch how she uses the slope here to her advantage. This is going to set her up for her 7th birdie of the day, taking advantage of the softer conditions here after all the rain we've had earlier in the week.
Yeah, so that gets her to 3 under, and as you can see, she sits just a couple off of the lead that has now been tied by Rose Zhang. So there she is. The #1 is tied first right now with Andrea Lignell, who's been putting a very good performance together. Just a couple of holes left for them. The first 4 groups have already completed their rounds today. You see Jenny has now posted a 69. Gianna Clement has attracted a lot of attention as the youngest player in the field this week. We'll enjoy watching her play her last 8 holes. Anna Davis, of course, the defending champion. There has been some controversy over a potential ruling infraction on her very first hole of the day, so that score may not stand, and we will bring you that news update as soon as we have it with Steve Bukowski. She is tied 15th as things currently stand. Megan Garney is one of those names we showed you at the top. She's 2 over right now with 1 hole still to play. As we look ahead to our next 2 hours of live coverage, our first year being able to do this from Champions Retreat. I'm Cara Banks alongside Morgan Pressel. Paige McKenzie will be covering holes for us, and Steve Bukowski on interviews. So let's get out to the 8. This is that par 3 we saw Jenny Bay play so well. Saki Baba trying to save her par.
Yeah, she missed the green left. It's a big pull with the hole location back right today.
Now on the 17th, Andrea Lignell. Another good look at birdie. 17th hole, Morgan, giving up a lot of birdies today. One of the easiest holes in the golf course, even though it is a par 3.
I think just the hole location is very accessible. Lots of shots rolling down towards that hole.
And here is one of our co-leaders on 8. Rosang trying to save par. And does just that.
You can tell from that putt card just how fast the greens are, despite all the rain that we've had. 5 inches on Sunday and Monday coming into this week, but the greens are quick as can be.
And perfect bogey-free so far. Let's go to 9.
And Jiu Lim for her 3rd shot. You can see this hole location only about 5 paces over the edge of that bunker. Not a ton of green to work with. Was able to leave it, though, below the hole.
Let's go to 16 and find Brianna Tricome. This is for birdie.
We have 17 and 18 playing a little bit easier on the spectrum as a couple of the easier holes out here, but 16, one of the toughest, playing as the 4th toughest hole so far today. Was one of the toughest in years past as well.
Now, Lottie Wode on this 9th hole. Popular place is just over the green if you were to go for it, or if you were to get the ball to release unexpectedly. But that's actually an okay place, kind of coming back towards that hole location. Trying to figure out who and where is going to be up next. There you go, from the front of the edge of the surface. Now, Lottie. There's a debate whether you can use a wedge or a putter from this position. This is actually a rocky. This is her 4th shot from behind the green. Feeds it up there pretty nicely. All right, now it will be Lottie Wode up next. And again, between that putter and the wedge, we did receive so much rain. A lot of the areas around in the low portions can be soft and a little difficult to get solid contact if you were to miss just a little bit, but she's on the upslope, so it should be okay. And again, pretty straightforward. Left just a little bit short. Has some work to do to save par.
So let's take a look at how things stand. Rosang unsurprisingly on top alongside Andrea Lignell, who's been having that wonderful start that we've been enjoying watching today. 5 under par. Jenny Bay just 2 back. Jenny Bay, the 4th ranked player in college golf right now, so she's living up to what has been a good performance this season, as well as we welcome you to Champions Retreat Golf Club, and what a delight this is. Cara Banks, Morgan Pressel to be here, being able to bring you live coverage for the 1st and 2nd rounds for the first time here on Golf Channel, and there has been a lot really going on already today. We will get into that, but first of all, let's speak about conditions, because it was a difficult start to this week. They received over 5 inches of rain across Sunday and Monday. As a result, preferred lies are in play, and the weather has dropped a bit temperature-wise today. How do you think that affects the condition of this golf course?
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten so much rain here that they haven't even been able to mow the fairways. So they are playing preferred lies. There were a lot of mud that the golf balls were picking up out there in the practice round yesterday, and I think that's going to play into hands of maybe some more aggressive players. Last year here, the golf course was exceptionally firm, especially the greens being new greens. They changed from bent grass to a Bermuda greens, and this year they're definitely more receptive, especially with the rain, but also I think it'll play a little bit longer, so it might play into the hands of some of the longer hitters. And there is a slight north breeze, a little bit of a chill in the air, just a little bit of a springtime feel, but it is a beautiful day.
feels like a perfect spring day from someone that lives in the northeast, but if you live down here, this is cool for conditions right now expected at this time of the year. And typically, Champions Retreat across the previous 3 years has actually played harder with a higher scoring average than Augusta National. But to your point, the soft golf course, we may see that change this year. Let's speak about Rose Zhang. It should be no surprise to see her, of course, where she is, tied for the lead at this early stage, of course, in the opening round. But how much pressure do you think there is when you arrive like she has for the third straight year as the #1 ranked amateur?
She has the most pressure on her of anybody maybe who's ever even teed it up in this tournament. And I think to see her out on top of the leaderboard, she looks very cool, calm, and collected. To her, if you're watching her, you would not know that it is the biggest stage that she has yet to conquer in amateur golf, and it's been very impressive to watch.
Is there such thing as a Grand Slam of women's amateur championships? This would certainly be on there if there was. No doubt she's hungry for the victory.
Oh, I mean, she truly has won just about everything else. NCAA's, the U.S. Women's Amateur, and this would be really, I guess if you want to call it the trifecta, this would be it.
There we go. Okay, we've named it right here on Golf Channel as we look forward to bringing you this live first round coverage for the next couple of hours, and we'll go back to 9 and bring in Paige McKenzie.
And this is Jiu Lim trying to capitalize on that good pitch shot for her birdie. Looked like a little bit of a misread. Seemed to be a good stroke. Now we'll jump ahead to the 16th where Brianna Chacon, the All-American from University of Oregon, has this remaining for her par. Was able to make par, which is good on that difficult par 4 16th. Now we will check in on Ingrid Lindblad, who is one of the favorites coming into this week. This year on the 7th, short par 4 today. She's got a good look at birdie to try to get one back. You can see how quickly those greens just continue to roll out.
Well, let's go up to 18. This is Sabrina Iqbal for par. Now she's got a long look at this to try and save her 5, Morgan.
Yeah, putting up a bit of a ridge, kick it a little right early, maybe come back left a little bit at the top. Really solid effort, but on 18, you don't want to be giving away a bogey here on a hole that has given up a ton of birdies so far today.
And there's that wind you were just alluding to. That flag really buffeting there on 18.
And a good look at the tee on 17. Amika Shinchi. Excuse me, Shinchi. Plays downhill quite a bit. See that ball hang in the air, that whole location in the back left.
It's a beautiful spot page from this tee box. Plays down about 10 yards. Able to use the slope to the right to get the ball close to the hole. This one might miss the slope to the right, though. Oh, no. Let's see. And there it is. Just, I think she's going to be thrilled with that result after what I think she felt was a less below average swing.
Well, that explains why this is the second easiest hole on the golf course today. You get a little bit of extra help if you were to miss-hit it, and a little freedom in your alignment as well if you want to just play it a little further out to the right. So this now Brooke Say on the tee from Stanford University, part of that national championship team.
Unfortunately, off to a tough start here today. Think of the talent and the depth that Stanford has on their team. One of the few schools with 3 players in the field here this week.
No help on that, but she will have a roll at it. And I mentioned Say from Stanford, and you said it. There was a couple of schools that did have at least 3 representatives, and Duke, Florida State, LSU, Stanford, Wake Forest all had 3. In fact, Stanford would have had a 4th if it weren't for Rachel Heck and her injury, so we wish her the best. Kentucky with 2, and Oregon also one of those teams that have 2 representatives. It's We'll head back to the 17th and see Brianna Chacon from the University of Oregon.
Trying to use the slope here a little bit. Yeah, that'll be nice. Well done. I think she learned a little bit from watching her playing competitor hit the first tee shot there.
Yeah, wonderful movement on the 17th green. Well, we spoke about Anna Davis a moment ago and how we were unsure as to which score may be in play. For more on this developing story, let's welcome in Steve Bukowski.
All right, and you guys touched on it moments ago, that preferred lies in effect for the first 2 rounds here at Champions Retreat due to the 5 inches of rain that fell here earlier this week. And those preferred lies are in areas cut to fairway height or less. And that's important to distinguish because on the very first hole today, the defending champion, Anna Davis, lifted, cleaned, and placed her ball on 2 different occasions on that very first hole in the second cut. The live scoring right now has Anna Davis with the bogey 5. A rules official informed her on the 4th hole that they're going to review the situation when the round is done, but potential 4-stroke penalty on the way for Anna Davis when her round is complete and they have a chance to get her side of the story. But again, multiple people following that group saw the infraction or potential infraction not once but twice. So we will wait to see when Anna Davis is done exactly what that score on the opening hole and opening round will be for her. So something we will follow up over the course of the next hour or so.
Yeah, just devastating for the defending champion Burko. I know Hill will try and speak to Anna after the round, so we will continue to monitor that story as we get back out to the 18th hole and one of our co-leaders.
It's just, Cara, as a way to start your title defense. It just really is gut-wrenching for Anna. And an honest mistake, I think, but one that was probably caused by a bit of nerves.
Well, she did say that the pressure to perform after the victory last year has been noticeable. She has higher expectations now wherever she goes. And we look forward to hearing what she has to say. And at least this still has another round of golf ahead of her tomorrow.
And back on the 9th, this the other co-leader, Rose Zhang. Again, a reachable par 5. Good placement.
Well, to learn more about the competitors and see the latest championship updates, visit animalgolf.com and follow @animalgolf on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Tune in tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Golf Channel and Saturday at noon Eastern on NBC for coverage of the Augusta National Women's Amateur. As we get back out to 18, and this is Bailey Shoemaker playing alongside Lignell. 5 over on her day so far.
Yeah, this was definitely not the start that she was looking for. Really good young talent with a lot of potential. Heading to USC in the fall.
Yeah, you see she's 54th right now. Top 30 is that magical number you want to get inside before the end of play tomorrow. As we go to 8 and join Bow Park.
I think there's 2 ways to look at it, Cara. I think you can look at it as I want to get inside the top 30 or I want to win. And I think if you have the win as your goal, it will be easier to get inside that top 30. I feel like when you try to get inside that top 30, you usually end up missing by 1.
There's the difference in our mindsets when you play golf. You are certainly the ex-professional between us, but yes, aim high, as this lady will be. But she's not doing a good job of that right now. Ingrid Lindblad finds herself 6 over.
She was the second favorite here behind Rose coming into this week. Has finished top 3 in the past 2 iterations of this championship. And this will be a very disappointing start. She's going to need to bring her best tomorrow.
You know, and arrived in good form as well. Let's go to 17.
Yeah, this is Mamika Shinchi finishing up with a birdie on the 17th. Brooks Say unfortunately missed her birdie putt, so settled for a par.
Back to 8. This is Hashimoto next on the tee.
Set up well open with her stance here. Let's see if she plans to try and play a little bit of a fade. See, she held it off through the shot there. Maybe trying to take a bit off of it and air it on the short side.
Let's go up 1-9.
And this is Megagane. 2 shots to get to this point, pin high. Okay, she'll have that remaining for a birdie.
Well, Megha is playing in a group today alongside Rachel Keane. The two are great friends. They've been teammates in the last 2 editions of the Curtis Cup, representing USA in 21 and 22. In fact, Rachel did hold the clinching putt in both editions of that team event. Just look at the people that make up that. It's really a who's who of women's amateur golf. Many of these faces, Latana Stone, Amelia Migliaccio, Amari Avery, all in the field here again this week. So they're good friends and competitors alongside each other this week. There is Rachel Keane, the 4th ranked player on the women's World Amateur Golf ranking.
Paired again with Megagane, so they are continuing to play side by side. This a good birdie opportunity for Rachel as she tries to finish strong.
You'd almost feel like, I think she feels like she needs this putt right now. Needs something positive heading into tomorrow. This would be a good way to finish.
Still a little bit of work left. We'll move back over to the 17th